Alright YouTube, this is Ryan. Just wanted to make a quick note of a couple things getting here on my lunch break. Last night I went to eat a hard-boiled egg. Got a craving later, it was like 9:30, to eat a hard-boiled egg. So I go and proceed to have a hard-boiled egg. And a half of a light string cheese. So what happens is I get to where it just won't go down again. So the only way I try to get it down, you hear the gurgling, you're thinking it's just going to pass through, and but it doesn't. It doesn't pass through like you think, and so it kind of gets stuck right. Let me sit back right here before it, right at the kind of in between my chest blades, and so I had to basically throw it up, or I don't even know if it's a throw up because I don't even feel like it's in the stomach yet, but it's like a regurgitate. Like throw up, and I've had to do that a couple of times. Starting to feel like TJ a little bit with some of his foods, because that's happened to me. Not necessarily with things off plan, with just certain things. But so anyway, that's kind of a bummer. And the crazy thing, and I noticed Phil mentioned this in one of his videos around this time, is that maybe he was a couple months out. He'll eat one thing one day and it'll be fine. I've eaten hard-boiled eggs a couple of times and without any trouble. One time it gave me a little trouble, but it went through. A couple of times, no trouble at all, went right down. So this particular time, and maybe it was just a little bit of the string cheese with it, but I don't know. I think that this hard-boiled eggs, I still can't get down, and it's something that's easy, and it's got protein, and I kind of crave it. So it's something that I kind of hoped that it would be something I could eat, but I'm just gonna not go that anymore. So that was a bad experience. And then what happens after I have that, I feel like I just don't really want to eat food for a while. I just don't want to. I want to avoid that feeling. And I'm on my lunch break now, and I'm gonna eat. But so anyway, that's one thing I wanted to note for my documentation purposes. Some of you out there might have similar issues. On the brighter side, one thing I noticed is at work, I'm always someone, and I'm in a sales-oriented kind of field, but so I try really hard to keep a positive attitude, and I think that's really important. Any kind of work to have a positive attitude. And it's been a lot easier for me to keep that attitude since. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some other exterior factors in play that are making things more positive at work. But overall, I think that having a handle on my weight, having that control, feeling good, looking good, I don't know, it's easier to be positive at work. So that's a huge, I guess we'll call it NSV. Another thing worth noting is I've noticed in general that food doesn't run my life like it would have before. Like I would always, be planning what I'm going to eat next, and be looking for weighing need versus want on food, and portions, and doing bigger portions than you should. I don't know. It's weird. I don't think about food in the same way anymore. My relationship isn't the same. Like I can't imagine. A couple of times I've imagined something that would be really good, it'd sound really good, and then, I'll eat something that's somewhat like that I can eat. Or even if I just, in my mind, I know that if I went to eat that, it wouldn't be as grandioso as it seems like it would be. So at this point, I can't say that there's something that just would really make me go wild for food. And I've always been kind of a foodie. I've always enjoyed different foods and trying different things. I live in an area that's brings a lot of tourist people in almost year round, but at least some of the time. And so of course, when there's lots of people coming in, there's tons of restaurants, there's tons of good food, there's a lot of small family-owned businesses that are restaurants. So food is something that really happens here where I'm at, food and drinks, and I live in a very there's a lot of wine and wineries around this area also. So food and wine pairing, stuff like that. People But now with food, I just feel like it's not the same relationship. And maybe it'll get back to that someday, but hearing from some of you, it sounds like you don't ever really get back to where food is a big priority again. So that's a positive thing, and it's just something worth noting. I mean, there's some negative things. Like I actually loved being able to sit down and have a big steak, or go get Panda Express. That's one that I kind of miss. Get Panda Express and be able to eat like 3 items and noodles and rice. Being able to get a pizza and eat. I don't know. There's something about, and somebody mentioned it the other day. Can't remember the name. I think it originally came from what's the guy up in Canada. Anyway, about when you used to get full, it felt very comforting. But he believed that it's because your stomach pushed up against some of your other organs and things like that. And that gave it like a comforting feel, which that doesn't happen anymore, even if you feel your sleep. So just want to make note of that. Food's not making the same impact on my life, which is definitely a good thing. And things are going good so far with work. But anyway, quick update. You guys take care.